Hey, I gotta stay in my zone. Say that we been beefing, dog, but you on your own. First night, she gonna let me fuck, 'cause we grown. I hit her, gave her back to the city. She home. She home now. Welcome along to the Guy and Harley podcast. I'm Guy Fett.
I'm Harley Neville. What was that? What didn't seem so special?
That is Drake.
Yep.
Walk it like I talk it. But what I thought about, I always think about that specific lyric when I hear it, is it's classic. This is what I call this is a little insidious. These lyrics are a little insidious to me.
Yeah, what do you
say? A little groupie grooming is what I call this, because he says she let me fuck on the first night.
Yep.
Because we grown, as in like we're grown ups.
Yep.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like saying, hey, anytime I come round into town, like, don't think like, clearly I just want to sleep with you. And it's, and then I'm going to give you back to the city after this. However, that's cool because we're grown-ups and that's what grown-ups do. So don't feel bad that you're putting out to me on the first night, because I put it in a lyric of one of my songs and how that's cool. Yeah. So you can be cool like these people in the lyrics of my songs. Mm-hmm. So this validates that sort of point of view. So he's subtly groupie grooming girls in his lyrics. Insidious.
Yeah. I feel like that's a common rap theme though.
Oh, absolutely. But I just feel like that was the most overt, thing that I've, obviously I fuck bitches, it's cool. Like, that's sort of a slightly different thing to specifically saying this is what's going to happen and why it's going to happen. And it's all good because grown-ups do that. So it's all good. So please do that with me when I come into your town.
Well, I'll tell you something about Drake.
Sure.
He's on his way out.
Is he?
He's over the precipice now.
Just
free falling.
Just an addendum to that point, Harley.
Yeah.
His album just came out and to record sales.
Well, don't worry about that. Look, here's the thing.
2 weeks ago.
No, it doesn't matter. Here's the thing. He's too polished. He's too clean. Everything's too pristine, and he's too much of a pretty boy and not a real human. Now, what's cool in hip hop now is not that. What's cool in hip-hop now is realness. So you're starting to see a lot of dad bods come through, that type of thing. So people
a lot of dad bods coming through.
Yeah, and so people now are interested in people that are brave enough to just be themselves, that don't give a fuck. And Post Malone is a good example of that. He's just this schlubby white guy with cornrows.
Looks terrible.
He looks terrible. He looks like shit. And yet he is in his videos. He doesn't even try and disguise it. When I saw one of his first videos, I was like, why did he just wear that crappy old T-shirt that's sticking to his belly? What is this? I understand not making too much effort, but you could have a look in the mirror before you fucking went made your music video. But then I realized, straight away I thought it was kind of cool. I was like, well, good for him. He's obviously very comfortable in his own skin. But then I realized that that's what all this new mumble rap's all about. It's all about just being yourself and not trying to disguise, your flaws.
Well, I think Drake's on the way out because his songs fucking are so formulaic and shitty. I just want to read, basically what comprises half of this song. Okay, this is the sort of the chorus hook, okay? Walk it like I talk it. Walk it. Walk it like I talk it. Walk it. Walk it like I talk it. I talk it. Walk it. Walk it like I talk it. Woo. Walk it like I talk it. Walk it like I talk it. That's it. That's not even all of that fucking chorus, okay? That's half of that chorus. That literally, walk it like I talk it.
Well,
that's it.
It's that old classic though. Once you get rich and once you get successful, you lose the hunger. So you don't need to be writing super successful stuff. You can just poop out something similar but different to your other stuff and make a lot of money out of it.
Walk it like it. But the thing is, the problem is with what is popular in rap too is these things where half of the song is just the hook.
Yeah.
And it's because walk it like I talk it gets in your brain. It's walk it like I talk it. Walk it like I talk it. Yeah. And then you're walking around going, walk it like I talk it. I like this song. It's cool. Pretty fucking cool. Even though it's not.
Yeah.
Even though no effort went into it.
Mm.
And we all get trapped becoming one of Drake's groupies and spending the night with him when he pops into New Zealand. And
well, maybe you.
He singles you out from the crowd and brings you up, and you realize that you're grown.
No.
So maybe it's okay to drop your standards this one time and sleep with someone on the first night because it's Drake and he put it in his lyrics.
Well, that'll be you, mate. But me personally, I'll be sucking little Zan's dick when he pops by. I think he's actually performing somewhere in Auckland this year, if I'm not mistaken. I should look that up. I'm sure I'll find it on my Facebook feed or something. But I should look that up. I might attend. Lil Xan, my boy, my man.
So we last checked in with our listeners
in between
mid-shoot madness.
Yeah, we did mid-shoot madness. That was the name of the episode. We were in between shoot blocks on Immi The Vegan, and it was not a bad podcast. It was all right.
Took a while to warm into it.
But that's what happens when you do bloody one a month for a little while. But yeah, what were you going to say about that? So we were between shoot blocks. We'd just done 4 days. We had 3 days left a couple of days later.
Well, we've shot those 3 days now.
Yep.
We've come out the other side.
Mm-hmm.
Thoughts, reflections.
Well, it was a pretty smooth shoot, I thought. So it's a new web series about a vegan living in Auckland. And I think it's really funny. And you guys can go, if you want to see the trailer, you can go, not trailer, the pilot episode, you can go onto Facebook and go facebook.com/Immi The Vegan. IMMI is how you spell Immi. Immi The Vegan. Facebook.com/Immi The Vegan, and you'll be able to see the pilot episode there. But yeah, it was very smooth, I thought. Fairly painless considering the micro budget that we were working with. What do you think?
Oh, I was very happy. It was very easy. I would say it was probably the most disaster-free shoot we've ever shot. You know, in terms of like, there's always normally some type of calamity that befalls the set at one point.
Yeah.
Such as losing sound for your biggest day, or an actor dropping out on the day they're meant to show up, or another actor missing their flights and never arriving to film, or filming in a swamp in -2 degrees in Dunedin, and then losing all that footage because of an idiotic faux pas.
Yeah, well, that's things we've all done.
These are all things we've done in the past.
That's I Survived a Zombie Holocaust was losing all that footage halfway through the shoot for a horrible scene in a swamp.
The most difficult in terms of like most sort of taxing probably for the cast.
Yeah, because we had to do it twice. We had to shoot this scene twice. If you guys haven't seen it, I Survived a Zombie Holocaust is our first feature film, and you can go check it out, and you'll see there's a swamp scene in it. Sort of in the last third of the film, there's a swamp scene, and that's the footage we lost and had to reshoot a couple of months later
when it was even colder
in a Dunedin winter. And Dunedin is very close to the sphincter of the earth. It's very close to the bottom of the world. And it's very cold down there, close to Antarctica.
So normally something bad will happen, just because it's the nature of filmmaking. Filmmaking is trying to find order in the chaos, It's trying to collate the madness. And then at some point, something will unravel and get away on you. But nothing really happened to us. We didn't even make anyone mad. Like normally we upset some place that we normally
just
film.
Give it a chance.
Well, we haven't.
So we might get some feedback from somewhere.
Yeah.
But also, that's not really true. Like the only time we've ever had problems was like one bar that I didn't organize. And what was there was some other one that I didn't organise as
someone's
well.
Flat as well. Yeah.
Oh, again, which I didn't organise. So let's not go spreading buddy rumours that we piss off people on our shoots. Oh, that's not true.
No, it's not that we piss them off, but it's more that we, I guess, inconvenience people.
Well, we definitely did that.
And then sometimes they're like, oh, we knew you did warn us that we would be greatly inconvenienced. We weren't just quite prepared for the level of inconveniencing.
What always gets people is just that it takes such a long time, and that there's quite a few people involved, and they've got to walk in and out of the front door and use your shitter and all of that stuff. The stuff you don't really think about.
10 crew using the shitter.
Exactly, 10 crew using the shitter. I do normally bring crew toilet paper. I didn't on this shoot because there's no budget for crew toilet paper.
Couldn't afford it.
There's no budget for crew toilet paper on this one. But we do normally take our own crew toilet paper, particularly if we're filming in somebody's house. And so, normally the problem is it just takes so long. They're like, yeah. So let me get this straight. You're going to be filming here for 10 hours, and every couple of minutes you're going to yell, "Action! Quiet on set!" And I'm going to have to be quiet and turn off the TV or whatever it is that I'm doing, in the next room. So yeah, that frustrates people.
But it was overall, a very positive shoot, I thought. I enjoyed myself probably more than I do often as director and assistant director and all the sort of continuity person and all the things that all the roles that I have to kind of assemble to do these spoiler shoots. Script supervisor, like all the things that I have to monitor means that directing is less fun because you don't just sit there with a kind of coffee and you got your director's chair and you look in the screen and go, change that, and then you kind of you wander up to the actors in an arty way and kind of go, oh yeah, no, I liked what you did there, but maybe try just a couple of maybe try this and let's just play around with it. Let's just have fun with it. That's a good one, isn't it? Let's just have fun with it.
It's never fun when they say that. You go, listen, I've rehearsed this in one way and one way only.
And I'm not about to be having any fun with this material that I have a very specific vision for.
Yeah.
But it was good and it was fun. It was fun to shoot a comedy again as well, which we haven't done in a while. So I enjoyed that, and I enjoyed sitting back and watching Harley steal the show.
Yes. The thing is, it's just like you say, it's hard to concentrate to be the producer, co-producing and acting as well. Co-producing and co-acting, it takes a bit of the fun out of it.
Yes.
But you were saying, stealing the show, Harley
stealing the show, Harley be very funny and just making him pull his funny Austin Powers facials or as he performed.
Don't even know I'm doing them half the time. It's just my face.
Like there's a scene where Harley is inspecting someone else's package at the urinal, and he looks down and is alarmed at the size and girth
of this weighty meat.
Right next to him. And he pulls a face, which is a very reminiscent of Dr. Evil.
Is it?
Ooh. Brilliant stuff.
Oh yeah. Well, I got cast on another show as well called Only in Aotearoa, and I got 7 days on it, which is quite a big deal for a person who's just quit his job, his day job, and so I was quite happy about that. But while one of the days I was on it, the director, he goes, the director Joe, he goes, yeah. So for this one, Harley, you always play it quite comedic. So for this one, do you want to do like a more like downplayed, like serious one? and I was like, this is just my fucking face. Yeah. This is just, I'm not doing anything comedic here. This is just my face.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and look, there were times where I was like, should I ask him to bring it down a couple of notches? I was like, nah.
Well, here's hoping that works and it doesn't come across as some ridiculous overacting or something.
Well, I did rewatch something where where basically there was one version and I was like, oh, that seems a bit too subtle.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, maybe we should try like a bit more.
Yeah.
And then the next version was terrible.
Yeah.
Based on my suggestion.
Like it was just too big.
Because it was too big.
Yeah.
And I was like, really misjudged that one.
What was the scene?
I can't remember what it was.
But something.
And I'm not necessarily sure it was you either.
Right.
But I just remember kind of looking at these back-to-back takes after my suggestion because I think I'm like, just keep it rolling. And then I'm like, hey, and maybe do this, maybe do that.
Yeah.
And then like my suggestion greatly worsened the performance. The director's suggestion
made it worse.
Greatly destroyed the subtlety and nuance that was on display.
Right. Well, at least you got that first one.
That's right.
Now, I've got a little bit of listener feedback. Now, this is referencing an older topic that we had, which was that we're planning on shooting potentially one day a feature film about some wrestlers in New Zealand trying to make it in the independent pro wrestling network and try and scene and try and get eventually to the WWE over in the States. And we said about, well, how are we going to get a stunt double to do my stunts, because I'm wrestling in it, I'm acting in it, but I'm not a wrestler. So who's going to do my stunts? And the problem, of course, is that my body and my back are so incredibly hairy that how do you disguise that with a stunt double? How are you going to find another stunt double as hairy as me? Yeah. And, what do you do? Do you glue some hair onto the person, or what do you do? Do you glue some prop hair onto them? Is that really going to look very good? How do you get about this? And somebody suggested. Now the thing is, I didn't make a note of who gave me this feedback, so I don't know who it is. But one of the listeners said, cover the wrestling stunt double in PVA glue, then roll him around on my bedroom carpet. He'll end up covered in authentic Harley Neville body hair. So that sounds like I know the person, and I've got my body hair in their room.
A lot of it.
A lot of it, apparently. But maybe they just mean roll on my carpet. So, cover the wrestling stunt double in PVA and then roll them around on the carpet in my room, and you'll get an authentic Harley Neville body hair situation.
Well, not a bad suggestion, but you'd also get like a lot of lint and dirt stuck to you.
It's possible I wrote that. Maybe I wrote that.
Suggestion?
Yeah, it wasn't feedback. Maybe I just wrote that down one day. Feedback from myself for next time. But yes, anyway. So that might work.
Yeah. And you know what else will work?
What?
You manning up and doing the fucking stunts, you pussy.
There's no need to be, you're going to feel terrible, guy, when I get injured. And like, you can do wrestling stunts because you've been training for 2 years. Now, I am not a stunt man. I'm entering my late 30s. And
mid to late.
Suddenly I'm going to start wrestle training for 2 years so that we're ready when the show comes out. I don't think so. Be stunt doubles all day. I'll do like basics, real basics. Jump around a bit. Do a few, maybe I'll clothesline somebody or something. But in terms of like big stunts where I get like fucking thrown off the top rope or something, not happening. Nobody's bloody DDTing me. I tell you what. I'll be fucking none of that.
Well, we'll see, because I feel like that's probably the only way we're going to be able to film it. You'll have to, in fact, maybe I shouldn't say that, might give away some spoilers.
On this unwritten movie. Some spoilers of this unwritten movie that's coming out in 10 years.
You're going to have to take a bump where you essentially give the illusion that you're dropped on your head.
Right.
Because that causes a serious injury, which becomes apparent in the...
Yeah, well, I ain't doing that on a low-budget shoot. It's not happening. So either we'll be writing it out or we'll be writing in a stunt double for that one. It won't be that bad. You just get some guy, if I can cut around nice and quick, put him in some like leotard pants so that you don't see my tattoos, and bloody put some fake hair on his back for the cutaways, for the quick inserts of the stunt.
Shave his head.
Yep.
Because the problem is your hairiness is in, again, the unwritten script, but it is like quite a important part. It would be easier to do this whole illusion
if you just shaved me
if
at the
you
top.
shaved you first.
Yeah.
Maybe there is a way we could write around that to get to the point where you are fully shaved for the stunt, man.
There you go. See, where there's a will, there's a way. Good thinking. Good thinking. Now, I better give a shout out to... actually, since we're on listener feedback, I've got another one here. This is from Gast the Gook. Gast? Well, it's probably one of those bloody... You're not supposed to say this name out loud. They probably like clip you, and then what they do on Twitch is they clip you, and then they call it like... For example, one time they tried to make me drop an N-bomb by saying somebody's name who sounded like a Nige Gur or something like that. And then they clipped it and uploaded it and called it White Guy Says the N-Word. Trying to get me like... Trying to get a viral video for themselves and trying to get me kicked off the streaming platform, I guess. Anyway, this guy is called Gast the Gooks. What's your thoughts on Donald Trump? Now, we've kind of touched on Donald Trump quite a few times on the show, so we won't dwell too long.
Yeah.
But we're not really big fans of him. My main concern with him is that he doesn't acknowledge climate change, and he's the leader of the free world, and it's the one thing, the biggest threat to humanity, and the biggest threat that humanity's ever seen, and we're never going to be able to tackle it if the largest economy in the world isn't, tackling it head on. And due to this guy, he's delayed us 4 more years, and it's just, we time is of the essence with this type of thing. And so that's what really concerns me about old Trumpsy. Although I am a fan of his space marine program.
Not even the Space Force can save us from climate change. Yes, well, I guess, we've dedicated whole podcasts to this topic. So I encourage you to go back into our archives and listen to some of those rants. Yep. But I would say that my issue is that he is fundamentally one of the most unqualified people.
He's not even a politician.
For the job, the most important job in the world. And he is the most unqualified, undeserving person to do that job.
He's also a symptom of a sickness that has made its way into the American system, which means that a man who is not even a politician, he's not a career politician at all. He's in his 70s. He's like late 60s, I guess, during the election. Some fucking guy who just happens to be a billionaire or whatever. So he's so rich, he can just buy his way into the top job in that country, and like the system doesn't have safeguards against that. Like, you can't
and
just.
And the people.
He's not even a politician, for crying out loud.
And the people of America.
What's next?
Don't have the ability to discern that.
Yeah.
From the fact that he literally had a show called Celebrity Apprentice.
Yeah.
Like, come on, guys.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that's what we think about Trump. So thanks for that. Gast the Goo. I won't say it again. Crap name.
Terrible name.
And so I'd like to take this opportunity to give a quick shout out to some Patreon supporters that have got on board, because Liam Hegarty, long-suffering listener, has been has been saying for ages, if we did 4 episodes in a row on time, he would become a Patreon supporter.
We completely failed.
Well, he completely gave up on it. He completely gave up on it.
We completely failed. We never delivered. We never delivered on that. You think that would be easy? We could not maintain that.
No. And so Liam just caved and became a Patreon supporter anyway. So thank you very much, Liam. We do appreciate that. And so his band is called Dental Plan. They're over there in Australia. So
Dental Plan.
Lisa needs braces.
Dental Plan.
Lisa needs braces.
Iconic.
And so, so anyway, his band's called Dental Plan, and they're over in Australia, Melbourne. So if you Google Dental Plan Band Melbourne, you'll be able to find them and give them a listen. I encourage you to do so. Now, the other people I was going to say, I've got a couple more here that I need to give a quick old shout out to. Now, you guys can get shout outs on the show as well if you become a Patreon supporter. Patreon.com/Pigville. Search Pigville on there. Now, so Connor, he gave my brother Connor. So thanks for that, Connor. You're an excellent brother.
Connor,
and
the
I
man,
love you.
coming through.
Yep, so thank you so much. Nico Medill is an amazing artist and dear friend of ours from Dunedin.
Nico. He's
in on the Patreon, so thanks very much, mate. You are an amazing man. Also, Jose, who we don't actually know Jose, but Jose has come on board. So thank you, Jose. I don't know if you speak Spanish or not, but gracias, carnal. And let's also shout out Eric Michael Bauer and Jack, the Mystery Man, and Tyler Adams. We really love you guys, so thank you very much for that.
Shout out.
If you guys want a shout out, you can also get one. All you got to do is give us $1 on Patreon. It's pretty easy, actually.
Tyler hasn't replied to my email.
No?
Reply to my email, Tyler. The last one from quite a while ago. Cool. Well, have you got a topic? I've got a few things.
Hit me, mate. You hit me.
Okay, so I have an addiction
to dicks.
I've developed a habit that I am not 100% in control of. For some people, it's drugs, alcohol, dicks. For me, it's TradeMe. TradeMe addiction.
Very serious.
Very serious. So basically, we did have the Tinder files. Now I've got the TradeMe files.
Okay. God, here's hoping I like it more than I liked. No, I did like the Tinder files.
You did like the Tinder files.
I was thinking of Twitter.
But you see, the thing is, with the Tinder files, I'm happily...
the Uber files is one that I'm never too impressed by.
I'm happily taken now, so I don't have any
Tinder files
any Tinder files too. But TradeMe, I just want to talk a little bit about. So I just can't stop looking at buying things off TradeMe, really. But especially I just can't looking for deals. I can't stop looking for a deal, and then I see a deal, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's good. And then
what kind of stuff are you buying?
It's all it's all filmmaking related stuff.
Okay, well that's good. That's good. So you're not squandering money on
never squandering
porno magazines or something.
Never squandering it. But basically, so I'm always
for
looking
a retro wank.
I'm looking for that next score. That next big, whoa, man, I saved so much money. Can you believe it? And then a lot of times I'll see a good deal, and then I'll kind of lose track of it, and then I'll see that someone else got it for whatever I was going to offer a bit more than that, and I'm devastated. I actually can't deal with it. I lay awake at night going, man, I could have had that for $210, but I just had to order 210. Why don't I just push 210? Why did I have to leave it at 190 and have them outbid me at 200? Why? But I've also been selling some stuff on TradeMe to help pay for my TradeMe addiction.
It's a self-inflicting cycle now.
So, and what I'm always disgusted at is TradeMe vultures. And it's the people on TradeMe who are just, they're like, let's be clear, whatever I'm putting up is a good deal. Because I'm not...
Yeah, you're getting a shit deal.
Because I'm fucking lazy too. Like, I want to sell my shit. I don't want to kind of have it on the fringe of being a good or bad deal and then just waiting weeks and weeks and weeks and then maybe someone grabs it. It's more like, look, I should really get a bit more than this for this, but I accept that I want to sell it quick, so let's just fucking forget that. But as soon as you put on that good deal, someone come in, oh, will you consider, $100 or $200 less than the minimum reserve? I can pay cash. Like, who gives a shit about cash in this day and age?
Hey, motherfucker, you mean I have to go to the fucking bank?
Yeah, cash is less convenient for me. If you give me cash, it's annoying. I want this shit fucking deposited in my account, but that's always the one. Can pay cash right now, can come right now and collect it. Yes, you can come round right now and collect it for $500 less than what it should be selling for. And I will feel terrible. And then I have to go to the bank inconveniently to put that cash in my account. So no, fucking TradeMe vultures. Just back off a little bit, man. Conversely,
I hate the ones that ask questions that are clearly answered in the listing.
This is the inane questions on TradeMe are really annoying me lately too. Here's a great one. So I put my Mac on there, my old MacBook on there.
If anyone would like to buy a Mac,
everyone want to buy a MacBook. It's probably going to go tomorrow, so you probably it'll be gone by the time you hear this, unless Harley gets this online tonight.
Might do.
But it's there. You can see my TradeMe listing is G Pigden. But anyway, so someone asked this question. I've obviously got all the details about this MacBook. Hi, I thought the 2014 models had a CD DVD drives. What was the last model to have this feature? Is this even a fucking question about my freaking laptop? Yeah. Like, have you considered Google? My dear sir, like, why would you even ask that question? What is the point? What does it have to do with this listing? I don't understand. It's just, that really bugs me. But the other thing that I really hate, another TradeMe beef, is when people go, best deal on TradeMe. Never find a cheaper deal on TradeMe for this thing. And then literally right next to it, like they've done zero research. They haven't, so say they're selling a camera. The Sony A6500.
Yeah, but it's just a marketing thing.
I know it's a marketing thing, but like you can't just like it's sandwiched between three cheaper deals, and it's like, best deal on TradeMe. Never find anything cheaper. What if they don't literally search the thing they're looking for, they'll never find it. If they get some direct link to yours and never check TradeMe, it's the best deal on TradeMe.
Well, I bet it'll work on some people though.
That hasn't sold. I might add that.
Right.
Best deal on TradeMe.
Yeah.
Never find it cheaper.
Yeah.
Also, the other one is, and again, this is the thing of like people, like, yes, there's heaps of good deals on TradeMe, but there's heaps of fucking delusional people on TradeMe who are essentially selling their second-hand goods for the same price as it would be new, or sometimes marginally more expensive. And then people are like, well, hey, you could get this for this much, and they're like, sorry, don't care.
Yeah.
Try to sell it at this.
Yeah.
And it's like, at least, like, I just feel like, just do your research. Like, if you're going to go on TradeMe, like, and you're going to sell something, look at the rough approximate price of what it's going for. And also, if you're selling something secondhand, it cannot be the same value as if it is brand new.
Makes sense.
It cannot be the same value. I'm sorry. You just cannot do that. Please.
Well,
my TradeMe addiction.
Speaking of TradeMe, I'm actually selling.
I'm deep. Go ahead.
I'm actually selling my motorbike on TradeMe now. So
if
I'm
you
just
feel
I'm just
like-
getting back into the TradeMe world, and I'm not that happy about it. I just want to sell it quickly and
Yeah.
get the fuck off there again.
Yeah, I'm not really happy about it. I mean, I had this guy calling me. It's been a big back and forth with this one guy, who's like, oh, yeah, I'm pretty interested in it, blah, blah, blah. Hey, could you do this? Hey, could you do that? And it's like, yeah, I can, but it's quite inconvenient. And, what the fuck are we doing? Can you just not bid online and, like, get this the fuck over with?
Yeah.
But in saying that, the problem with TradeMe is also another beef I have, the finder's fee,
Yeah.
It's big, man.
It's a business, y'all.
It's big.
Yeah.
And then I decided not to pay mine. So obviously your account goes into debt. And I was like, well, what happens?
Yeah.
It's in debt. So what? What does that mean? Nothing, right? Well, for starters, you can't ask any questions on other things,
Yeah.
which is quite annoying
Yeah.
when you have questions like, hey, can come around tomorrow, pay cash, $500.
Yeah.
Which, to be fair, maybe I am guilty of too.
Yeah.
But I'm more suggesting like the cash thing is irrelevant. It's more like, hey, if you took this slightly lower price, which I have seen this thing sell for before, I can do it tomorrow. It's different. Totally different. But anyway, what was I saying?
Don't know. What were you saying?
I got sidetracked by two TradeMe stories.
Yeah.
Let's just leave TradeMe at that.
Then I said the motorbike thing.
Oh, well, the motorbike thing. Also, if you want to edit remotely while riding a motorbike,
Yep.
you can pick up two great deals on TradeMe right now.
Yes. So if you listeners out there want in on that shit, I've already posted it on the Guy and Harley Facebook page. So go facebook.com/Guy and Harley and you can see it there. I watched a movie and it was good and it was called Upgrade. Have you seen it yet, Guy?
No.
Nope. Haven't seen it.
Haven't even... have I heard of it?
Yeah, we had a conversation about it. I said that it was good and you said, but is it?
Oh, yeah, that fucking cyborg one. Yeah,
it's
I'm
good.
with
It was a good movie. It was like good violence, original script, and made in Australia, which is kind of interesting. And it was kind of like Ex Machina in tone.
Ex Machina.
Ex Machina, as Guy calls it.
Deus Ex Machina.
Yeah. So Ex Machina. It's got an Ex Machina vibe, and it's called Upgrade. So if you are looking to watch a movie, go and check that one out.
Speaking of upgrades or movies, I film for a company who does events for films that are coming out, and what I do for them is generally film the premiere of this film. And I went to what was so far the worst premiere that I've been to in terms of the least. It was like us. It was like
us
our
having a
premiere.
premiere.
Except this film
Our
was...
premiere was fun.
Yeah, no, our premiere was great compared to this.
Right, yeah,
our
it was
premiere,
busy. There was
but
heaps of people
That's
there.
the thing is, like, I've never been to a premiere that was smaller than our premiere. And our premiere was good in the sense that we got a good turnout. We had cool stuff. There was zombies, fucking good shit. However, this one, there was like there was literally they just cordoned off an L shape to the to the thing to the movie, like, so it was like a little L. So there was nowhere to drink or wait beforehand. So you just walked through this little L shape, which had this little carpet, and then into the cinema. Nowhere to wait, and then was
no
just
hobnobbing.
and then there was just posters up in the actual thing.
And I guess you don't want to say what the movie is because you better not, because it's a public.
No, Tumuera Morrison was there.
Oh, okay. Well, that gives it away.
Hilariously, he was like, "Yeah, man." He said, he goes, "Yeah." He's like, "I want to do one of these sort of action type films," and he goes, he's like, "I'm a bit disappointed that Rock decided to release the same on the same week as my film was Skyscraper," and he's like, he's like, "The Rock." He's like, "I'm gonna start calling myself the Stone," and then he was like, "Or maybe the Pebble." Hilarious stuff.
Yeah.
Dad jokes.
Yeah.
Hilarious. I thought of you.
Yeah.
But he was super fun and very nice. But it was just funny to kind of see, like, when you make no effort for a premiere, it's not very good.
Yeah.
You really.
Well, it doesn't look good, and it doesn't leave a good impression. Even if the movie's good, you're kind of like, wow, that premiere was so cheap and crappy.
And then after the fact, or sort of as the movie was playing, I don't normally go in to watch the movies. I normally just keep an eye on my gear. And this girl started coming in and saying, like, "Oh my God, it's terrible. There's people walking out.
Really?
This is horrible. Like, what the fuck?" Like, really ripping into it. And I was like, there's some people in the industry that just want to tear other people down, And then I found out that she was the partner of the guy that's going to be starring in the second one.
Right.
So she was just literally just shitting on this thing that her
future is vested in.
Yeah.
Invested in the franchise.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it was all kind of pretty hilarious.
Yeah. He said that Tumuera Morrison said that he didn't read the script before he said yes. Now, whether he was joking or not, I don't know. But he said that he didn't read the script to this movie. He just said yes because it was filming in the Gold Coast.
Yeah.
And it was bloody cold in New Zealand. So he was like, the answer's fucking yes.
It is pretty funny, like, some of this.
And apparently the reason why the director chose him is because what approached him in the first place is because the director is a fan of Jango Fett.
Star Wars, Jango Fett.
Jango Fett. So, good.
Not Once We're Warriors, not his seminal works.
Well, to be fair, it is a sci-fi.
I know, but, like all these powerful, commanding performances which, leave an indelible, sort of
mark on society
and yourself if you watch them. And then he's like, no, mate, I actually saw you for 5 minutes say one or two lines and bump your head on the top of a spaceship as Jango Fett. And I thought you'd be perfect.
Well, he is also a cult character, though, as well.
Absolutely.
He's a cult character. That's important.
Absolutely. But
he is Boba Fett's father.
But I mean, and I think it's super cool. And he did sort of talk and joke about that as well. He was a very gracious and funny guy. You could see, I think that's the thing that movie stars have sometimes, is they have just a sort of a likability and charisma about them, which it's indefinable. Indefinable,
and that's how you get the job.
That
is how you get the job. It's all part of it. That's the schmoozing and the networking.
Yeah, and it's just something, and it's like, I don't know what it is. I don't even know, like, necessarily if they're a great actor or something. But I am drawn to them and to watching them. And even just as he was doing these interviews and stuff, you could absolutely see that. And it was pretty interesting. Good guy.
Well,
I was tempted to take a picture with Jango Fett and say, well, the thing is, I'm on the job.
Yeah, but I mean, he's not going to mind.
He probably isn't.
I don't doubt he's going to mind. And if he does mind, he'll just say, "Oh, nah, not right now, mate. I'm celebrating."
And then I'll sit there next to him, embarrassed for the next half hour.
Yeah. Not that Tumuera Morrison sits next to bloody the cameraman up the back.
He legit was, because he skipped out of the movie
Right.
as well, and he
Yeah.
was sitting next to my camera,
Right.
and the cameraman.
Right. Well, he definitely would have been keen for a photo.
Probably. I mean,
It would have been good social media
he did
content
look
too.
a little,
That's a fail. You should have got that. And you're such a Star Wars fan.
I know he did look a little unimpressed with this lady shitting all over
So
his
she
phone.
was shitting on it while he was there.
So she was shitting on it initially while he was there.
Yeah.
And then she shit on it some more when he
Who
left.
is this
because-
who is this
Because he jumped in to watch a bit of Skyscraper
Yeah.
at the other cinema.
Yeah.
So while his premiere was going on, he was like, I better see what The Rock's up to.
But that's fair enough because he's
Yes.
probably seen it. He's probably seen it at the cast and crew
of course,
premiere
of
and all of
course.
that stuff. So,
Yeah.
I skipped out a Zombie Holocaust a few times.
Right.
Like once you've seen it 10 times, you're probably kind of over it enough to sneak out, sit at the bar,
Yeah.
hope some babes wander by,
So you can
recognize you.
scoff lollies
Yeah.
and flirt with them.
Yeah. So update on Operation GoPro. I just wanted to let everybody know. So far, it's going pretty well. I've basically just transitioned from working on a salary to working casually and part-time. And so far, feels good. It's been nearly a month. And I'm feeling positive. I feel like I've got a few different potential revenue streams. I'm not obviously I'm not working full-time, so I'm still definitely poorer than I was, but I've got a few different potential revenue streams. I've got a bar job that I do casually. I've got a bit of casual television broadcasting work and stuff like that to pay the bills, and overall I'm feeling pretty good. I'm feeling pretty productive because the whole point was to have more time to be productive, and that's what I've been doing, like every day, productive stuff.
How's those weekly vlogs going?
Well, I did edit a vlog the other day and upload it, so pretty good, really. Thank you. Hey, what about you, mate? You writing any fucking movies? You got a beginning, a middle, and an end. You're writing a script. You're writing a script, are you?
You got a little kernel of an idea that you've jotted some brief notes about in a slightly sequential order, and that doesn't make that much sense if anyone else were to read it.
You got a character with a character arc. you got a turning point.
You got a 3-act structure.
So thank you. My vlogs are going okay, actually. And I haven't even actually shot a new one. But I've only just got an editing program like 2 days ago. That was one of the things I was being productive with. So, it is actually going pretty well, all things considered. Now, I'm selling my motorbike. The reason why is because there's just too many lunatics on the road.
Yeah.
Right? I take my hat off to you riders out there that can just acknowledge the real and immediate danger that you're in every day and just ignore it. But I've got far too much to live for, I mean, I rode basically every day for 4 years, and that's a good run. And I enjoy riding, but only really when there's nobody else around. And that's the problem here in Auckland, is that drivers are constantly doing stupid and dangerous shit here. And so it sort of takes the enjoyment out of it because you've got to be paying 110% attention 110% of the time, which sort of ruins it for you. So I'm getting rid of it. It's on TradeMe. I'm hoping to get a bit of cash for it, which I can then maybe use to buy a new car. But I've also been given a car by a good friend of mine, Tanya. So thank you, Tanya. Not that she listens, but thank you, Tanya, because that's going to save me doing that. So I was hoping to find like a little hatchback sort of thing just to get around the city, and instead I've been given a station wagon. So I'm not going to complain. That's great, right? This fucking saves my bacon, saves me a lot of issues. And so that brings me to a listener topic here, which is that Godzilla NZ asks me if I'm selling the motorbike to be driving a chalkboard. Yes, a chalkboard. And it's because the car that I was looking at a car, and it's got these weird lines all over it, and it's black, and it does look a lot like a chalkboard. So I would drive that. It was kind of cool, but I'm just sort of still looking and figuring out what I'm doing. And then we also got a bit of feedback here from Liam Hegarty, who says, thanks for the shout out, guys. This is live on the live stream. Thanks for the shout out, guys. But kind of weird looking behind the curtain, but also good. So welcome to the stream, Higgs.
We should also mention my dear friend, close personal friend, Alex Savage.
Mm-hmm.
Had the biggest match of his career to date. We mentioned that last time. Well, he's had that match, and he was victorious in winning the Jackson Shield in the culmination of a feud that had been going for over half a year. He finally vanquished his demons and held that shield aloft, held it high to the adoring cheers of the 20 to 30 to 50-ish people that were there.
The tens of fans.
The tens of fans
Yeah.
who were present cheering him on. And yes, it was pretty damn cool, actually.
Well, it's the culmination, it's the realization of a dream for you, isn't it? Because, you know, I've got a contract, which I'll have to read out on the next podcast, which is the contract between Guy and I saying that he's going to be a big wrestler by the time he's 30. And if he's not, he has to give me $100. Now, I've got this contract, it's signed. Guy has not paid me my $100, I might add.
That's correct.
But this is kind of like sort of a crap B grade version of that dream.
That's right.
And you know, I guess it's not a crap B grade version. It's a realistic, real life-ish version of that dream.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
But still, you know, commendable. Cool. Good for you. And I bet it must have felt great as you stood up there in your undies with your boner holding up that big shield. There's some photos if guys want to see as well. If you guys want to see these photos, they have been shared on the Guy and Harley Facebook page, facebook.com/Guy and Harley. There's Guy in his undies holding up that big shield, looking very happy with himself.
Yes. Very cool. Still a bit sore from that match. It was quite a, but you know, really enjoyed it, and I was very nervous to do that because, you know, it's one thing to be wrestling, you know, just on the card somewhere, but it's another thing to be wrestling as the very last match, as the main event. Because if you kind of do a shit job, people are like, well, fuck, I'm not going to one of these again.
Yeah, they leave with a bit of taste in their mouth.
Yeah, they're like, yeah, that was all right, I guess. That whole night was all right, I guess. But I don't know if I'll go to another one, because also it is a bit of a travel. These school gyms, like, some of them are very central, but this one isn't. So, you know, people do have to make a trip to get out there. But you know, it was pretty damn cool, and had a lot of fun. Saw some good peeps in the audience that did come to cheer me on. It wasn't quite the sort of the huge Facebook event that I thought it would be, but I also already created the event a few days beforehand.
Yeah.
Because we'd only just finished filming Immi The Vegan.
Yeah.
I mean, I literally was struggling even to like the day before to just promote it on my page to say that it's even happening. That's how busy I was sort of leading up to it. So yes, I probably didn't quite get the turnout, but then again, if you never turn out to anyone else's events, can you really fucking expect them to come to yours?
You go to people's events. You've been to some plays and stuff like that.
I've been to a few bits and bobs, but I'm definitely not the best show-upper around. Yeah. Monumental. Jackson Shield. How long will he retain it for? Who is his next challenger? What is going to happen?
He might be retired, or not retiring, but having a hiatus soon anyway, right? Because he's got a big operation coming up on his hip bone.
Torn labia.
Torn labia.
Is what you wanted to say. Yeah, fuck.
You motherfucker.
That's right. Actually, I do have that appointment with my specialist on August the 6th. I put it off a month to shoot Immi The Vegan. And basically, like, one of the last days we were filming was one of the days that we were meant to do this. And I was like, well, we try and postpone the shoot day, which we couldn't really because we only could get that venue on that day. So it was kind of impossible. I was like, so what has to happen? Guy's health has to take a fucking hit. What's new in this industry, in this business? The sacrifices. And so I was like, can you reschedule it? They're like, yeah, we could reschedule it for September. And I was like, holy fucking shit. Guys, I've been waiting for this for like over 4 months. You really can't squeeze me in just a fraction earlier than like 2 months later. And they're like, oh, yeah, well, we have this one a month later. How's that sound? And I was like, it sounds terrible, but okay. Let's do that.
And why didn't they offer you that one first anyway?
Well, because they offered me the soonest one first.
Yeah, you said it was September.
No, you mean like
Yeah, so
as
why
in an
didn't
alternative?
The first one
Yeah.
you got, the better one that you took,
Yeah.
the one that's only a month away, why didn't they offer you that before they offer you a 2-month one?
Weird. Well, I think it's like
They're just trying to keep it up their sleeve
yeah, I
for
bet.
somebody special.
And
That's what I would do.
until I throw a little shit fit.
Well, I'd keep it up my sleeve for sort of, the one that I wanted to give it to and have that little bit of wiggle room in my schedule.
Yeah. So that is what happened. So
Mm.
sincerely
And
hope
you complained and it worked because you got it.
yeah, I sincerely hope I don't sleep in that day. It'll be another 4 fucking months.
Yeah. Well, just set your alarm.
I will try, but we all remember that incident where I lost out on $1,000
Yeah.
when I set my alarm. I set 2 alarms, and I plugged in my phone. Shattered dreams. Sidebar.
Yeah.
To that story, have not had another job from 90 seconds since then.
No. Well, that's what happens when you sleep in and don't show up to a shoot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that you get a reputation.
You get a reputation.
You generate a reputation for yourself, which is really unjustified.
If somebody slept in and didn't
they're
show up
dead
to
to me.
something that I needed them
They're
needed
dead.
them to do, like if the director didn't show up and I'm producing something and he just didn't show up,
Absolutely dead.
and if there's a client standing around waiting around fingering their ass, you would probably be like, basically you would never use them again unless you were A, really stuck, or B, they came and apologized profusely and gave you a bottle of wine and ingratiated themselves to you, then you might go, all right, stop sucking that, I'll give you a second chance. You see?
Yeah, I see.
So you should have done that.
I should have got down on my knees.
You should have begged for forgiveness.
Yeah. The boss is calling me.
Yeah, as it says on the phone there, Titia the boss.
But I better not answer that.
No, we are live on the internet.
But we
That's a slab, actually.
Well, it is on silent, to be fair.
Mm.
So
A soundy wouldn't say that was silent. The listeners wouldn't say that's silent. Liam Hegarty, who's listening, he's listening now live, but he's also going to listen again in a few days on the podcast version of this. He wouldn't say it's silent.
No.
No.
It's on vibrate.
Mm.
So we better wrap it up though, because that is the that's the
update.
That's the bat signal going up.
Yep.
For me to
get the fuck out of here
before hellfire and brimstone rains down upon me for the rest of the evening.
Well, let's give the little listeners a little something to salivate over though. We need Godzilla NZ on the live stream says that phone's definitely not silent. Now, we need to tell the listeners what we've got planned for the future. And so here's something that is pretty exciting for our next adventure. This is not confirmed. This is absolutely
100% unverified.
Unconfirmed. But, we are chasing an all expenses paid trip to China to attend a festival. So we're kind of waiting to hear about that. But that could be happening in upcoming months. And so that's pretty exciting. If that happens, that'll be a good adventure. So I really hope that comes through. It's, of course, been work already, and it will be a lot of work if we get it. But it's still a very cool experience, I think, if it comes through. So that'll be cool. And we will obviously record a podcast for you listeners while we're over there as well. We'd take your laptop and do that, right?
Yep.
So...
Well, as long as we can upload it to the internet.
Well, we can always upload it when we get back, but I'm sure we probably can. I feel like they have audio uploads coming out of China somewhere.
Well, it's all regulated, isn't it?
Yeah. But
the film festival in question would be asking us to create 2 films.
Yeah.
One in 72
hours and one of them in 96 or whatever,
hours,
whatever. 3 days and 4 days, I think it is.
So essentially, again, for long-time listeners, they may have heard me bitching incessantly about the 48-hour film festival and how much I disliked the concept and how it was the antithesis.
Don't say that.
Of what I like.
Powerful people run that, and it's a great concept.
Of how
filmmakers come up that way.
Of how I like to make my films.
Yeah,
and
which is over 5 years. Guy does the 5-year film competition. That's what Guy prefers.
Yeah. Yes, well, Godzilla NZ did say the internet there is fucked. Take nothing for granted.
In China, yeah.
Take no prisoners. Take nothing for granted. Trust no one. He didn't say all of those things, but he did say the first one.
That was the gist.
That was the gist. That was the implication.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I've been bitching all about that, and then now we have to do it twice.
We have to do it twice in like 2 weeks. So
and it, like normally, again, if we were to do it over here, I'd have a bunch of other people helping us doing things, and I'd still be like,
struggling.
Yeah. And now
stressing.
Exactly. And now it is all on our shoulders.
Yeah. Well, so what we have to do.
I think we need to actually, because the other teams did take more people, so I feel like we could bring in a third man.
Well, we'll find out. But we're sort of speculating for now. But yeah, we have to shoot one film in 72 hours before the festival starts. And there are other people shooting films too. And if you win, if you're selected, then your film will play on the opening night of the festival, which is quite a big deal because there'll be a lot of people there on the first opening night. And then throughout the festival, which is a week long, you then shoot a second film and compete again to play on the closing night of the festival, which again there'll be a lot of people there then as well. So it's quite a big and cool opportunity. So I'm quite excited about that. And then other than that, we've got some pickups planned for Immi the Vegan. We're going to be doing those soon enough. And that's probably about really all we've got in the foreseeable future.
It's really all that's fucking going on.
Yes. So anyway, if you've enjoyed the show, please hit like and follow and all that stuff. If you're on the Twitch stream, please follow us. If you are not a Patreon supporter but you're thinking about it, go to patreon.com/Pigville and you can find us there. And I'll post the link on the Facebook page, facebook.com/Guy and Harley. And you can support us there. You can also buy merchandise. There's new merchandise which I've got a link for, and I'm going to share that on the Facebook page as well. You can get a canvas print of me as a hairy topless man with a tank top shaved out of hair. So if that's something you've always wanted, this is your chance. And you can also buy I Survived a Zombie Holocaust posters and a No Caller ID poster. That's all I've got on the shop at the moment, but I can make other stuff and put it up there if you want. Just tell me what you want. And so there are things you can do to support us, and we appreciate you being here.
Thank you very much.
Good night.